Warpugs, Raven wanted me to check out something, and this is why Nykona Sharrowkyn is an absolute beast, and this is done by Majorkill, and he's an absolute monster, okay? Not only did he headshot Fulgrim, and he legitimately should have killed Fulgrim. He beat Lucius the Eternal like a redheaded stepchild. He stomped him completely out. He also stomped... like, the amount of... Aside from Sigismund and maybe Karn, I can't pronounce his name. I can't do it. I cannot do this. Nykona Sharrowkyn. I suck. Anyhow, I'm just gonna get into it. Let's go.
Guys and gal, Absolute Beast and Raven Guard are not two words you often see together. Unfortunately, the Raven Guard are one of the legions that have been heavily sidelined in both the lore and the tabletop. But that doesn't mean there isn't diamonds hidden amongst the dung. In fact, one of the greatest Space Marine warriors to ever live, as well as one of the most enjoyable characters I've ever read about, is a Raven Guard, Nykona Sharrowkyn. This absolute dude survived the Isstvan drop site massacre, shot Fulgrim in the head with a sniper, made Lucius look like an absolute bitch, infiltrated an Alpha Legion
He literally tooled Lucius like he was nothing.
base, faced down another traitor Primarch without flinching, and is even mostly responsible for the existence of the Primaris project, which actually saved the entire galaxy. The dude has seen some shit and taken on even more. Easily the most underrated character in the entire setting, and certainly worth the next 10 minutes of your life. Before we get started, I have something pretty fucking awesome to show you. The Majorkill Patreon has been the backbone of this channel for a while. When I was getting demonetized out of my tits, the Patreon is what allowed me to push through and keep making content. It has been a bit quiet there, and some think I've forgotten about them. But no, I have commissioned an extremely attractive Warhammer-loving cosplay model to feature in not one, but two custom cosplay photo shoots, exclusive to the Majorkill Patreon. First is a Sister of Battle, and the second is a Cultist of Khorne, decked out in fake blood and everything. Both of these cosplays are tastefully exploring the uncensored nature of the female body in an artful way. So get off my back, YouTube.
We all know what they are. We all know what they are.
Here's how it works. The Sister of Battle will be available to view for only $1. That's it. Everyone has $1. If you like it, then the Khornite cosplay, which is so epic by the way, she's literally just blood everywhere, will be for $10 and our patrons. So if you really want to see the Khornite one but don't really want to keep paying $10, you can get on, pay the $10, have a look, bust a nut, then unsubscribe. On top of that, we have two exquisitely drawn, fun, sexy Warhammer artworks coming there soon. The patrons are eating well tonight. Huge shout out to the cosplay model Natasha for working with me on this. Her Instagram will be in the description if you want to see her other works. Today we'll go over the epic lore of Nykona Sharrowkyn to show off why he's such a beast. Also, if the thumbnail artwork looks awesome and you've never seen it before, that's because I had it custom commissioned for this video by my artist Alex. Let's get into it.
Let's go.
The Isstvan drop site massacre was absolutely brutal. Over 95% of the Salamanders, Iron Hands, and Raven Guard mowed down in minutes. Heroes who had epic tales of glory spanning over centuries of service cut down like they were nothing. The few survivors only really made it out due to luck and perhaps a slightly greater survival instinct. The legend that is Nykona Sharrowkyn survived purely
Nykona Sharrowkyn. I can't pronounce.
On luck. He didn't wraith slip around and kill dozens of traitors with his swords and then jump back to safety. No, he was already wounded during the initial engagement and was receiving medical attention. His tale quite literally would have ended there if it wasn't for Sabik Wayland, a steadfast Iron Hand, grabbing the incapacitated Raven Guard and dragging him to a dropship. Their luck would continue as their dropship was one of the few that didn't get shot out of the sky. Luckier still, their strike cruiser was one of the few ships not destroyed in the Void Battle battle in orbit and was able to escape. So yes, girth, skill, and badassery can do a lot, but sometimes it's literally just up to the whim of the universe. And in this case, the universe wanted to see Sharrowkyn fuck shit up.
True.
Sharrowkyn was now in the company of a ship full of Iron Hands, a couple salamanders, and he himself the only Raven Guard. He recovered well, and alongside his shattered brothers, decided that they would do everything in their power to sabotage and fight back against the traitors. Now you might be wondering about Sharrowkyn's origins. Was he Terran or from Deliverance? Well, yeah, there is a little bit of lore here. He was from Deliverance and took part in Corvus's rebellion, being one of the first Raven Guard from the Primarch's homeworld. However, as Sharrowkyn was one of those Code Red Turbo Penetrator super spies, his lore before Isfan isn't very well known.
No.
It seems as if he was handpicked by Corvus to act as a lone wolf agent who would be sent out on solo missions to wreak havoc on the enemy. Thus, he seems to be put above even the more Dathan, the Raven Guard elite infiltrators. He also gained the Primarch's ability to Wraith Slip, more or less briefly going invisible, especially in the shadows. The final cherry on top was Corvus himself teaching Sharrowkyn how to fight. Since Corvus is one of the greatest Primarch fighters, this goes a long way to explain Sharrowkyn's incredible martial prowess.
Oh yeah.
As soon as Sharrowkyn recovered from his wounds, he was back out pooning bitches. At first, he and his new brothers were pretty low-key. Ambush a ship here, kill a traitor there, but they realized they needed to make more of an impact. Hence, they infiltrated a word-bearer facility in order to steal a device that could hack the traitor's previously unhackable comms network. Now, you might think they would slip in, take the device, and escape.
Right.
But no. Wayland and Sharrowkyn were able to get in, cause havoc, get the Dark Mechanicum forces to attack the heretic forces, slaughter a Dark Apostle like he was a child, and then detonate the facility's nuclear reactor.
Which is really no mean feat, okay?
Wiping the entire area clear of life. These guys don't fuck around. With their newfound ability to hack traitor comms, they discovered that Perturabo and Fulgrim were going to have a meeting. Sharrowkyn and Wayland perched themselves in a vantage point to watch. Their orders were to gather intel on the meeting, but then Sharrowkyn was like, what if I just shot Fulgrim in the head? And Wayland was like, fuck it, send it.
Do it.
So Calibunger it was, as Sharrowkyn shot Fulgrim in the head with an armor-piercing needle round. The bolt quite literally pierced Fulgrim's brain and caused him to faceplant. However, due to Fulgrim's enhanced regeneration, even by Primarch standards, as well as Fabius Bile being on hand, he was able to recover quickly. Sharrowkyn and Wayland then successfully escaped 2 entire legions chasing them. From there, the shattered loyalists followed the Iron Warriors and Emperor's children, intent on stopping whatever they planned. They even ended up getting boarded by the Iron Warriors and Emperor's children, where Sharrowkyn was able to duel and outclass Lucius. Lucius being one of the greatest swordsmen in the entire galaxy. Eventually, the loyalists would attack the traitors during the climax of Angel Exterminatus.
Which is one of the better books, in my opinion. It's one of the better books in the Horus Heresy. I've often said that Perturabo needs to be in the hands of a specific kind of writer that understands bitterness, understands rightful bitterness, because if he's put in the wrong hands, it's really cringe-inducing. But when he was in Angel Exterminatus, he was Perturabo as I would expect Perturabo to be. He had every reason to be bitter. He was excessively competent. And I'm not going to lie, the way he beast-moded Fulgrim made me smile inside.
Inadvertently saving Perturabo's life. Here, Sharrowkyn and Lucius would have their rematch, with Sharrowkyn brutally killing the obnoxious slut in a clean, fair duel, proving his absolute dominance over the swordsman. Obviously, Lucius would come back to life due to bullshit hacks, but the feat remains.
Fabius Bile.
Sharrowkyn gave Lucius his first true death. From here, you would think that the Alpha Legion, with their secrets, would be impossible to infiltrate, and you were probably right, but Sharrowkyn was going to give it a go anyway.
Right.
After ambushing and boarding an Alpha Legion ship, killing an Alpha Legion Terminator in melee combat like it was nothing, Sharrowkyn uncovered a piece of intel that told the Loyalists where the Alpha Legion Primarch would be. They would then attempt to assassinate Alpharius himself. Bro has no chill. Now this next bit gets very confusing as it's the most Alpha Legion shit possible, and me attempting to go into detail explaining it would just confuse everyone more. But basically, Alpharius had been purging Loyalist Alpha Legionnaire elements from his legion, whilst his twin brother Omegan tried to help them and purge traitor elements in return. I'm already confused, but let's keep explaining.
Let's go.
Alpharius saw that a sizable force of Loyalist Alpha Legionnaires had gathered, so he basically allowed an Alpha Legion ship to wander near the shattered Loyalists, get boarded, Then he himself, disguised as an Iron Hands captain, arrived to help them on his own ship, which was an Alpha Legion ship remade to look like an Iron Hands ship. He then helped the shattered Loyalists to infiltrate and attack the Loyalist Alpha Legionnaires. Sharrowkyn could sense something was extremely fucking off about the whole thing, but since he was the only Raven Guard around in a massive group of Iron Hands who celebrated encountering other quote-unquote Iron Hands, his input didn't matter much. To Sharrowkyn's credit, he was able to infiltrate this Loyalist Alpha Legionnaire base and kill many of its defenders. However, this is where shit gets very wild, since there was Loyalist Alpha Legionnaires, traitor Alpha Legionnaires disguised as Iron Hands disguised as Alpha Legionnaires, and Alpharius disguised as an Iron Hands captain. Mission goes wrong, but not before Sharrowkyn kills one of the greatest Alpha Legionnaire warriors in a duel, and then faces down Alpharius himself. Sharrowkyn is literally like, let's fucking go, bitch. But Alpharius says that Magnus asks him to spare Sharrowkyn, so he will let him leave. Sharrowkyn escapes the planet, and he and his few surviving brothers were able to get to the Sol system itself in time for the Siege of Terra. However, they could not get to Terra itself. Instead, they went to Luna to respond to an important distress signal. It turns out that there was an artifact on Luna that contained a copy of all the Primarch's original genomes, the Magna Matter. The Magna Matter is what Belsarius Cawl used to upgrade the Space Marines and create the Primaris. Currently, the traders had it, and if they took it with them, they would be able to create legions of super traders. Everyone would be fucked, as a big reason why the Trader Space Marine legions are often so weak is because they have a really hard time creating new Space Marines, as they
mainly due to corruption of the gene seed, due to them being in the frickin' warp all the time. That would be a massive reason why they can't create new anything. Sucks to suck, I say.
They don't have the infrastructure to mass produce gene seed. Plus, their gene seed is often corrupted and unusable. So having the Magna Matter would literally give them an endless supply of super Chaos Marines. Not good. Realizing the importance of the device, the Shattered Loyalists fought to their last to give Wayland and Sharrowkyn time. Each of them died a hero as they fought against the Sons of Horus First Company Terminators, the Justerin, the Elite. Even then it wasn't enough, until Magnus the Red's flagship, the Photep, intervened and saved them. As Magnus asked Alpharius to spare Sharrowkyn, he also saved Sharrowkyn himself. Wayland leaves Sharrowkyn with the Magna Matter, giving up his own life to draw the traitors away. This leaves Sharrowkyn alone on a refueling station, with only a fancy mechanical bird for company. With no other option, Sharrowkyn puts himself and the artifact into stasis, ending the known story of the legendary Raven Guard. I know you probably have a few questions.
Which means he's gonna come back at some point, and he better come back, because you don't really hear that much about badasses within the Raven Guard. Even though their entire group is specifically that. But, oh my god, this guy's awesome.
Questions. What happened to Sharrowkyn? Why did Magnus save him? How big is his cock? Well, first, it is clear that Sharrowkyn was uncovered and taken out of stasis at some point, as Cawl needed the artifact for the project. When that bit of lore will be discussed, I'm not really sure. Maybe in the last Siege of Terra book, maybe in the follow-up series that details the Scouring and the post-heresy conflicts. Magnus
Please tell me there's going to be a series about the Scouring.
Clearly saved Sharrowkyn in order for the Primaris project to eventually materialize. However, it's not really clear why Magnus wanted this. One theory is that the genetic upgrade of the Primaris may be used to stabilize his own gene seed and help with the rubric situation they have. Another is that Titsnitch really likes the great game and doesn't want it to end. Hence, the Loyalists getting a bunch of Primaris after the opening of the Great Rift would ensure that the galaxy would continue to exist in a state of conflict for longer. Or maybe it's the smallest shard of good that Magnus still has. Probably not. Magnus is a massive dickhead now. As for Sharrowkyn's cock, it's small and atrophied from lack of use, but his balls are fucking massive. He literally uses them as a counterweight for his jump pack. If you enjoyed the video and you want to support the channel, then Patreon is the place to be, where we have just uploaded the Sister of Battle cosplay for $1 and the Bloody Cornite Cultist for $10 patrons. Hit the subscribe button and hit the real subscribe button for more beastly content. Join the Discord for more memes, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.
It's odd that we don't hear more about this guy, because we all have heard about Lucius the Eternal. We all have heard about Lucius the Eternal. We've heard about Belisarius Cawl. We've heard about Fabius Bile, Garrow. We've heard about all of them. Like, legitimately, the guy whose name I can't say, he literally could have killed Fulgrim by himself. He also almost went to hands with Alfarius. He just did a whole bunch of things. But the best one for me was the entire... If you want to see him in action, the best book for that is Angel Exterminatus. It is... You get to see how much of a shit Fulgrim is. You get to see Perturaba and literally some of the best writing he had. And you get to see the Raven Guard Beast Mode. And also you get to... One of my favorite parts of that book was when the Emperor's children were first approaching the encampment of the Iron Warriors, and how the Iron Warriors were just looking at them like, good God, what is wrong with all of you? You guys are screwed. In any case, guys, go by and get yourself some tasteful cosplays. Yes, cosplays. Tasteful cosplays. And yeah, you guys go do that. Jesus Christ. All of Majorkill's links are going to be in the description down below. Go check him out. I'm going to put in all of my links in the description down below. Check me out. Hit subscribe if you haven't already, because I know so many of you haven't. My depression is real, and I'll see you guys next time. My sadness is never ending at this point.